Welcome to CondoLogie.
I'm CondoBot. We are doing good. In the previous video, we said we had a budget. Okay, but this budget is not quite complete, because we still have to align the contingency fund. You know that the law in Quebec, among others, requires a minimum contribution of 5%. Maybe it's different in other provinces in Canada. So by default, CondoLogie is programmed with a transfer to the pension fund at 5%. So for the moment, it's not part of our budget items, it's an item that is unused. We're going to head to the contingency fund here. It's an item that we're going to open by clicking on the three little green dots, then on Edit. We are now in the items from the budget to the contingency fund. The category of the item becomes administration finance, and there are things that are activated within CondoLogie automatically. So we will now go down to the pension fund and maintenance book section. So, we have our list here of what we have calculated as the total replacement cost. That means everything that has been listed is equivalent to $157,250, and this amount is redistributed through tranches of 5 years. So what we need to know is our foresight in 0 to 5 years sufficient? Between 6 to 10 years is enough? For 11 and 15 years, and between 16 and 20 years? So we're going to look here, our 0 to 5 years. So here we see that 0 to 5 years we would need to replace $6,740 as items. So we can clearly see that our contingency fund at $37,469 is correct. And on top of that, we have predicted that within 0 to 5 years the contingency fund should be at $42,000. From 6 to 10 years, it's a bit the same thing, it's a game of mathematics. Should we have enough money in our contingency fund? We need between 6 and 10 years $25,500, then we would have $52,000 and $0 in 11 and 15 years. Depending on the budget items that we wanted to enter there to produce this budget. Then from that, in 11 to 15 years, at that time we would need, in fact, we would have $62,000 planned, and in 16 and 20 years $125,000. Oops, there is a shortage here. That's it. It's sure that it's far away. We have time to catch up. But let's say that we can make an effort and then say, let's put 8% inside our contingency fund. Then you see that CondoLogie has just adjusted the transfer to the contingency fund and increased all the amounts, and there we see that we are seriously approaching our bracket of 16 to 20 years. So if we made an effort, we would say 11%, we would still be a little bit lower, we will go there at 12%. Okay, we will go there at 12.5%, $124,000. That means at 13%. In my opinion, we would be correct. So there we have a contingency fund which is aligned with all our needs for the next 20 years. The big U technique, therefore. We go back to the top, and there we will complete the right column. So, as a selection here, we're going to say that it's a transfer. The payment date, we're going to place it on the 1st of the following month. We will look later at how to enter payments that have already been made. If your fiscal year has already started, or that your budget is already underway. The payment term is monthly. We have an amount which appears here automatically. We will say that it is a transfer between bank accounts. Okay, this section is completed. Could enter the cost of the previous year's budget. It was $5,000, then we transferred $5,000. This will give us a reference to visualize with this year's budget. Don't forget, this item type is a transfer. Once that's done, we save, and there we will find our contingency fund, which is here. We are approaching the end on how to produce a budget.